GoPro Hero 8 is by far my most favorite vlogging camera. Here's why. Hello, I'm Alps Lifey and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the GoPro Hero 8 and why it's the best vlogging camera. So in order to come to that conclusion, we need to break it down into 7 categories. So grab your phone, order a Starbucks and let's get rolling. So the first category we're going to break it down into is size and weight. Now the GoPro Hero 8 combined with the media mod and display mod is smaller than any mirrorless camera. Now that makes this the ultimate compact camera. It's tiny, it's small, it's lightweight. You can hold it out in front of you all day. So even when I'm out with the Fuji and I'm vlogging with that, it's quite heavy compared to the GoPro, which is super light. And not only that, I don't even need to have all of this rig here. I can just literally hold the GoPro in my hands. The small size and weight of this kit allows it to easily be put any place you can put your phone. So whether it be your front pocket, your back pocket, your backpack, anywhere you can just about think of. Wherever you can carry something, this will fit into it. And that makes it the most accessible of the lot. Now, of course, you don't always need to have it in a handheld rig. You can, of course, place it on a tripod. It might seem slightly out of place, but the way that I've got this set up with this accessory here, which I'll be discussing later, it allows me to have a 2-in-1 combination. So I can go handheld to tripod in just a matter of seconds. And it's got a nice little bit of height to it as well. So yeah, it's a really nice portable compact rig. Second category is resolution and lens. Now for me personally, I'm looking for a camera that shoots 4K at minimum. So the GoPro Hero 8 shoots 4K 50 or 60p. And that allows you to have higher quality files when you're uploading them on YouTube, because YouTube plays 4K files at a higher bitrate. Not only that, when you're thinking about vlogging setups, you think about having an ultra wide lens. The beauty of the GoPro Hero 8 is the fact that it has 3 different lens types. So they've got the super wide, which as you can see is really, really big and you can see everything around you. You've got the wide, which would be my sort of preference if you're gonna do like outdoors vlogging and stuff. And if you wanted to make things a little bit more natural looking, maybe like how I've got here on the Fuji, then I would go onto the linear profile. And that sort of gets rid of any distortion and allows us a more typical sort of field of view. So the third category is versatility. One of my favorite things about the GoPro Hero 8 is the fact that it's the most versatile camera in the market. This is where the GoPro 8 really shines in my opinion. The accessibility of the GoPro really still amazes me because you're able to place it in so many different areas. For example, you can have it chest mounted for a POV shot, which is very popular among photographers in YouTube as well. You want to put it in a coffee cup or you want to take it into the shower. Whatever you want to do, there's pretty much no end to the limits of the creativity you can get with the GoPro Hero 8. You can't do that with the bigger cameras. And oftentimes you'll see in bigger films, they'll actually use GoPros in dash cams or whatever to capture crash footage. That's why it's so popular with so many sports people. I mean, the fact that you can use it when you're mountain climbing, snowboarding, skiing, you name it, this thing will probably be able to do it. It's the king of versatility. Okay, category number 4, and that is accessories. Now this one is an absolute biggie. There are tons of accessories for the GoPro, more than any camera I can think of. I can't list all of the accessories, but one of my favorites is the El Grande, especially for when I'm outside. This allows me to extend the pole way up high and I'm able to capture shots from all around me much longer than I would if I was able to get a normal camera on there, which would be even heavier and more clunky and pay even more attention to myself outside in public. And that's why I really like the El Grande, because not only that, the design of it, the handle is thick, it's easy to hold, it allows you to get a firm grip without wobbling the camera so much, and it still keeps it all lightweight. My second favorite accessory is the media mod. Now the media mod has 3 connections on it: the mic jack, USB-C and HDMI. What I like about the mic jack is the fact that I can use an external microphone to increase the audio quality of my vlogging setup. Now the USB-C allows me to, in conjunction with this pole, which is a battery bank by Ulanzi, it allows me to keep the camera rolling for long periods of time without having to keep changing the batteries. And that's one of the reasons why I like the media mod, is the ability to have the camera charged on the go. And that's a really important feature when you're outside vlogging, because we all know that batteries run down really quickly, especially when you're shooting in 4K. The third part, which is the HDMI port, then leads me onto my favorite accessory of the GoPro Hero 8, which is the micro HDMI port, and it allows me to use the GoPro display mod. The display mod was so long anticipated by loads of people. It took almost a year to come out. I think maybe it was a year, I can't remember. And to my surprise, it was such a great device. Now, I do wish it was touchscreen. That's the only downside about it, but it does allow you to see yourself when you're vlogging. And with the GoPro, it allows you to enhance the experience of your vlogging setup. And having a flip out screen is so, so important. And yes, this is a flip out screen because it folds out at the back. In case you want to like view it from behind. And that's what I mean about the disappointment in that it's not touchscreen, because when you're flipping it like that, you can't actually change any of the settings on there. So that is one of the downsides, but it does allow you to see yourself. And not only that, I thought this was a proprietary system. So I thought they only worked with the GoPro, but I was wrong. I tested it with my X-T3 as I got curious, and I made a video about that up here. And it allows me to vlog with my X-T3. And not only that, people started discovering you can use it with their other cameras as well, such as the Sony's or whatever camera's got a micro HDMI port. So the display mod is actually a great little monitor for different types of situations. So whether you want to use it with your mirrorless camera, whether you want to use it with the GoPro, it's such a versatile device. Like I said, GoPro are the king of versatility. Now, low light is a problem with this camera. It does not do low light very well. You increase the ISO past 400 and you start to get really grainy, horrible images. Now, the way that I would defeat this is by having an LED on the camera. And this is easily done by getting a cold shoe extension, because you've already got one mounted with a microphone, you've already got one mount with a display mod, and it doesn't leave you with any more mounts. So that's the solution that I've come up with. So you get a cold shoe extension mount, you place the LED on there, or you can even swap it with the microphone, whichever makes the lighting look a bit more natural. And if you are going to use a big microphone, then that's probably where you'd want to put it. You'd want to put it to the side there. And that makes this a camera that has a flip out screen, a microphone, and an LED all in one go without you even needing to get a massive setup. And it all keeps it still very, very lightweight. Now let's break down number 5, which is price. So in order to get this as cheap as possible, you are going to need to subscribe to GoPro, and that will allow you to get the camera and accessories all for much cheaper. Now I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on. When we talk about the GoPro, the display mod and the media mod, we're looking at around 390 quid, which ain't that expensive when you compare it to other cameras in the market. For what you're getting here, I think that's a really decent price, and especially when you consider the versatility of this camera. And this leads me on to category number 6, which is one of the other best features of the GoPro for its price, and that's the stabilization. The built-in stabilization of this camera is insane. When you have hyper smooth on the maximum settings, yes, it does crop in on your sensor, but it's still super wide and wider than you're ever going to need it to be. Now, there is a caveat to this, and that is that this uses an accelerometer inside, and that's what tells it to how to stabilize the footage. And that works in conjunction with the shutter speed. I don't know the minimum shutter speed, but I would guess somewhere between around 200 minimum shutter speed. And the problem is that if you get into low light situations and your shutter speed gets even lower than that, you're going to start getting warping and it doesn't know what to do and it starts struggling a lot. So I would just turn off the stabilization completely when you're doing that. I would just get a tripod, place it down, turn off the stabilization and just let it face you. And don't move it around too much. Or you could just turn it off and walk around, but you're going to get shaky footage. So bear that in mind, that's just a consideration. But honestly, this is one of the best stabilization systems I've ever used. So let's break down category number 7, and that is the GoPro Plus subscription service. Now it's $4.99 a month, and you can get it cheaper if you pay annually, but I just prefer to pay it monthly. It allows you 2 replacements of your GoPro. What I like about the GoPro subscription service is that it allows me to buy the camera, the accessories cheaper than what it is on full price. And usually when you go to the other shops, they'll be at full price. But when you go to the GoPro site, they're actually a lot cheaper. There is one thing though, if you're in the UK, you can't buy batteries from GoPro, which is a downside. I think if you buy a camera and batteries, you can have like 2 extra or something like that. But to buy batteries just by themselves, it's not going to happen. You're going to have to go and buy them somewhere else. So that's the only downside. Another good thing about it is that you get the GoPro Cloud, which allows you to upload your photos and videos at original quality. And I think it's unlimited. So you can literally just keep taking and snapping and it'll go there and you'll be able to retrieve your footage anywhere you want. And there we have it. One of the most smallest, versatile, cheapest cameras on the market that has evolved from being just an action camera to a modular camera for many, many different uses. Now, this may not be the best camera for you. I know that there's much better quality cameras on the market, but they all come at a higher price. So that's what I'm talking about in terms of return on investment. Can you get a decent vlogging setup out of this? Absolutely. Can you get a most versatile setup out of this? Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, how many mirrorless cameras can you fit in your coffee mug? Be sure to check out my other videos on GoPros. I've been Alps Lifey, and if I don't see ya, peace out.